So, the original plan for the end of 2020 was going to be a little bit of a resurgence on this channel. We were going to do some reunion cons and just kind of try to make the videos that we always dreamed that we could make on here years ago when this channel was in its prime. But because of obvious reasons, the pandemic, it never happened, and I don't know when it can happen now because we don't know when this is all going to end. Cons will be back, and I can go home because I'm not even in America. On a totally separate note, last year, Dakota of the crew, that you probably remember if you watched the old videos, started his own new podcast that I really like. He puts a lot of work into it. The quality is fantastic. It's called D's OPs, and there's a link to that in the description. Go follow it. I put the link to Spotify, but it's on all your favorite podcast services. So we've been wanting to, for a while, do an episode together where I get on his podcast, but I also wanted to post something here because people keep asking what's going on with this channel. Is it truly dead? And if there was no pandemic, you would have seen a return by now, but obviously that couldn't happen. So Dakota and I decided to do a video together talking about how we both got into anime, but more specifically about how Dakota got into anime and how I helped guide him into that. It's a long story. It ended up being longer than we expected, so this will be split into two parts. This is part one. We're just going to jump straight into this. If you want to check out the rest of Dakota's podcast, everything else he's done on his own, I do recommend it. I think it's good personally. Like I said, the link's in the description. But enough of me talking. Let's jump into this. And if you like it, let us know in the comments below because we are already talking about possibly doing more. Anything we can do until eventually a reunion con can come, but we don't know when that'll be. This is all we've got for now. Enjoy.
2009 was the year of my rebirth. That was the year everything changed. Of course, I'm talking about the time I discovered Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I know it seems like I might be late to the party on that one. Most of you were watching it in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, comparatively on Cartoon Network and whatnot. But here's the thing. I didn't get into anime until I was in high school. And to talk about that today, if you're on the Convention Reviews channels listening to this, he needs no introduction. But if you're on my side of the internet, whatever you want to call it, he needs an introduction. This is my friend Cody Bennett from Convention Reviews and We Wander. Let's give a shout out, applause, welcome.
Man, I almost lost it when you said 2009 was the year of my rebirth. Bro, I almost broke right there. I had to look away. I'm holding my mouth oh my God.
I knew that would get you.
That was so good. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello to DOP's side and hello to the Convention Reviews guy. What did we used to call the
Carnivores?
Carnivores. Holy crap. What's up to the carnivores? It's been a few minutes, dude. If 1 year is a minute, then it's been a few minutes.
If 1 year is a minute, then it's been like 3.5.
I don't know if that's the math on that. 1 year equals 1 minute, and it's been a minute. But okay, anyway. Yes, you've been reborn.
It's been 7.
What?
Anyway, so what are we talking about today, dude? Just transition right into that.
We're gonna be talking about a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Mostly.
We're gonna be talking about basically Dakota's rise as an anime meme lord.
Really?
I don't know. I don't follow anyone on social media. So
just say yes. That makes me feel good.
Yes, you are an anime meme lord. I know you don't make them yourselves, but the ones you share are meme lord worthy.
I made a few memes. I made a handful of memes.
Okay, shoot. My bad, dude. I remember when you made some memes about Drew. Back in the day.
Those popped up in my memories a couple months ago. Made me real happy.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about how Dakota got into anime.
Yes, sir.
And we've got a little bit of a timeline to follow here, like a list to make sure we stay on track. Because if you listen to our old podcast, you'd know we can get off track pretty easy.
And since I've had this current podcast that I have now, I've gotten better at time framing stuff. So
Mm,
I've got bullet points. I take notes on what I want to talk about now. I write scripts. The only one I
that's
haven't done a
awesome,
script
man.
for is the Chadwick Boseman one. That one was one I just. It was like the third day after it happened, and I was just like, I need to talk about this. I just need to get
Was
this off
good.
my chest. I really needed to get all that off my chest because I
I
felt
listened to it.
because Black
It was
Panther
good.
is still my favorite Marvel movie. It was my favorite movie that year.
Mm.
Like I liked it more than the Infinity War. I was
I
just
liked it a lot. Yeah, I don't.
oh,
I don't remember what year that came out, but I remember I saw it alone. It's one of those
eight.
movies I saw alone, but I
Werewolf.
liked it. the whole theater was full. I remember I was alone, but it was packed.
That's kind of fitting that you say that. You know what the only movie I've ever seen alone is?
What?
Dragon Ball. No, I've seen two movies. One of the two movies I've ever seen alone is Dragon Ball Battle of Gods.
Uh huh.
None of you sons of mothers would go see it with me. And I was like,
Uh, was that when it came out in English?
yeah.
Man, I wonder why I didn't want to see it. I guess because I already saw it. Maybe I was busy. I don't know. I can't put my head
That
back
was
in
your
the.
reason, I'm pretty sure. I already saw it, and Nate was busy, I think he had to work or something. And I was over there, and I was like, screw it. I waited this long. I'm seeing it.
Yeah. What
And
about
it
like
was,
Sam? Sam didn't want to see it.
uh, I don't think he was around. I did get my cousin
Oh.
Heather to come and she afterwards, and her and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy after that, but that was it.
Dang, bro. You know what? We were just talking to your bullet point says where we've been slash catching up no more than 10 minutes. This says
Well,
we're already 5 minutes in.
we're catching up. Well,
Okay, okay, okay,
we had
okay,
an
okay.
intro. You got to consider that.
Okay, okay. This is
This is
still part of the intro,
this is a
guys.
shit chat. So let's catch up. When I say catch up, let's let the listeners of Convention Reviews at least my people know where I've been, and that's in my closet recording podcasts for them. All two of you. Um,
Is that how many
Grandma.
viewers you got
I don't know.
on Anchor?
I know my mom, my sister, and Ray listen.
I listened to most of them. I stopped when we lost internet when we
Right.
moved.
Then yeah. So all four of you.
Well, it
Um,
says on Anchor how many listeners you have. I have on my podcast on Anchor
I haven't
7.
checked. I
I'm
haven't checked.
feeling good.
I haven't checked in quite a while because well, this is part of catching up. One of the things I've been up to is I got married recently.
Wait, really?
Yeah, bro.
Why
You
did
were
what?
invited. We were gonna send you an invitation.
Hold
That's what I
on.
was
Why
trying
didn't
to.
you tell me?
I told
Who'd
you.
you who did you get married to?
Oh man, Bill Clinton.
Nate, right? Nate?
Oh no, it was Bill
I
Clinton.
think all the viewers of Convention Reviews would assume it was Nate.
No, see, it's my wife Ariel. She's in some of the footage.
Oh.
She's at and if you
Oh.
go to the Connaught Delete footage from 2015, she'll be in that.
Yeah, she likes to, if I remember correctly, she liked to not be in the footage if possible. But she
Yeah,
wasn't
she's
like a stickler, but she'd like to not be in
she's
it.
wicked camera shy. Does not like how she looks
Yeah.
on camera. But that's okay. I love her. I married her.
But she was at a lot of the cons with us and if
I
you
think she
know,
only went to a couple. She didn't
well
go
she
to
was at a few, but I'm just saying she was at more than what you might have saw her in if you were
yeah,
watching the channel.
right.
Uh,
Oh, you're talking to me. You're talking to them.
Talking to the viewers. Yeah, and if
You.
for anyone who's on Dakota's viewers who don't know like what we're talking about with these cons and everything, I used to run a channel called Convention Reviews, and we would go to anime conventions, do vlogs, music videos, and then eventually review the con. And Dakota was part of the crew. We had a whole like reoccurring, is that the right word?
Recurring, I
Uh,
think, is the
recurring cast who would go to these different cons. And so we did, I don't know, like 40. I did like 40, I think, in all. Somewhere
I
around there.
counted my badges. I did 28, I believe.
So yeah, so Dakota hit more than half.
Hmm.
Sorry, you might hear my cat in the background. One of my cats is freaking out right now. You might not hear it because I have a a noise suppressor on, but
Yeah. Um,
Oi, chill out.
Before that, though, I worked at been doing various jobs, just working, trying to find my niche on YouTube and podcasts. I haven't quite found it yet, but I'm getting there.
Bro, I gotta say, and I'll tell you it, live so that people can hear it as well. I'm proud of what you've done with your D's OPs. I think it's
Oh,
really good.
really? I felt
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna get back on it this year. I fell off because the wedding got in the way, and then I just stopped doing it and got lazy because that's what happens. I was getting really good about it, and I figured I was gonna do my top 5 anime for newbies list. I'm just gonna rework the whole list and rewrite the whole
Mm,
script. I had a whole brilliant intro recorded for it too, and I'll tell you guys on this one. I had a whole brilliant intro where my my recurring joke that I'm gonna have going, and Ariel seems to like it. That's my wife. Um,
right.
is
Not Nate. Nate is not
so
your wife. Okay.
in one of the episodes you heard me talking to the internet, like they knocked on the door and said something. I can't remember what they was, but do you remember that? I had the internet
I
on the
think.
so I'm gonna have the internet be a recurring character, but the voice is gonna change every time because the idea is the internet is everybody and can be anybody.
Right, which is true. Yeah.
So every time it's gonna change, and that's gonna be the joke. So like for people who don't know, they're like new people. Well, I'll be hey internet, and one time it'll be like, well hey there buddy, and then another time it'll be like the one I did recorded for my top 5 anime was I did an impression of freaking Frasier.
Uh huh.
And I was just like, ah, yeah, well, I don't think I'd want to get into anime, but if you wanted to tell me, go ahead and tell me.
So on your list, and we'll get past this,
Mhm.
but well, I just have to know. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is on the list, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, it'll be on there.
Okay. I mean, like for getting into anime. I
Mhm.
mean, come on.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that I won't tell you where, but it's I
Yeah,
actually had
don't spoil it.
I
Don't
had
spoil
quite
it.
a. I'll probably if Nate can fix my computer because I had all of that script on there. That's the other thing that I'm gonna have to rewrite it now. Our computer died, so it's
Oh yeah,
all
that
on
sucks,
there.
bro. You should definitely be using Google Drive to write your scripts, because then when the computer dies, you still got it on your phone. You don't lose anything.
It
That's why
never
I use.
occurred to me because I haven't been a PC guy for like 5 or 6 years.
Bro,
So
absolutely. As soon as you get another computer, make sure anything important like that, you're writing it in a Google Doc in your Google Drive. Don't use like Word or Notepad, stuff like that, just because if something crashes, like that's what I've got right now. I pay the $2, I think, to have Google Drive's free, but I pay $2 to have 100 gigs of it,
oh okay.
and then you can have a folder on your computer that's just like any normal folder, and anything you put in there, it'll automatically sync it to Google Drive. You don't even have to think about it. So
Huh.
all my sound effects, all like any reoccurring music I use for videos, anything like logos, images that I don't want to lose if the computer dies, I have an editing folder inside my Google Drive folder. So if my computer just like blacked out, I would still have all that stuff to re-download when I get a new computer, and nothing's lost.
Okay.
You definitely should, at the very least, write your scripts on a Google Doc.
Okay. Well, then I'll definitely be doing that from now on. Um, listeners, now that we're done chatting about all the things you came to hear.
Well, I'm not caught up yet. You caught up. My catch up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
I
about to say now you.
Guys. Oh, okay. Where have I been? If you're on the convention reviews side, you might be wondering where the F I've been. I'm so sorry. I hope you can't hear the cats. I won't mention it again, but they are loud in the background for some reason. They're normally chill by this time in the morning. They are like screaming at each other. Anyway, I when I left convention reviews, it was with high hopes.
High hopes.
and
He's
and
got copyright claims.
I had a lot of ambition for travel. I left convention reviews. I went to Australia, came back home, didn't make it in Australia. You know, not everybody does.
He tried.
Ended up going back to the Philippines. Was here for 4 months. Met who would become my girlfriend, which is Izai. And then I had to go back home, ran out of money, worked for 6 months at Target. Worst job I've ever had. If you ever have the opportunity to work in the distribution center at Target, I want to say don't do it, but God, I made some really good money there.
By the way,
So
you come back here. We'll talk more about this off camera. You come back here if you want it. I got a job for you.
I might, okay, I might
It
need
won't
it
be
if,
it won't be near the money you're making at Target, but it'll be steady.
okay.
It'll be
I'm
steady 8 hour
definitely,
days.
I'm for sure interested if I end up back home, for sure.
Yeah, if you come
We'll
back
see.
home, I got a job for you. If I'm obviously I'm still there, but when you come back home, need a job, I got one for you. So I'll tell you
Thanks,
more
bro. I
about it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Doesn't hurt that I get a $200 sign-on bonus if you work there for 3 months, and so do you.
I do too?
Yeah, I get my
Heck
200.
yeah, bro.
I get mine on my next paycheck.
Heck yeah, bro. All right. Well, anyway, after Target, I came back to the Philippines and I have been here. What day is it? It
Today
is the
is January 12th of
13th.
2021. It's a Tuesday.
13th for me, Wednesday.
Okay. It is it is hey, back in the day it was a Wednesday.
Yeah. um and so in tomorrow, by tomorrow, I
Mhm.
will have been here exactly 1 year in the Philippines.
Okay.
Um so yeah, it's crazy. I never thought I'd spend
That
so
is
long out
wow.
of country.
Wow,
When
that's
I left, yeah, when I left America a year ago, I did not expect to be here this long. The plan was me and Izai would do as much traveling as we can, and then by Christmas time, holiday time, maybe before Thanksgiving, so she could experience Thanksgiving, we were gonna go to America, the two of us,
yeah, that's what I
for
thought.
like probably maybe a few months because her job is all done. She can do it online. She can do it from America. Um,
But then here's the thing,
uh huh.
COVID-19.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, I just want to tease like what was going to happen to the convention reviews people is on the We Wonder channel, which is my main channel now. Sorry guys, but I mean it's got way more subscribers than convention reviews ever had, so it's definitely the
Shame on
main.
yourselves.
No, 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 no.
No.
But the plan was we would do like Izai, experiencing America, experiencing a lot of snow, experiencing, Christmas in America, that sort of things, those sort of holidays on the We Wondered side. But the plan was on the convention review side, it was not going to stay quiet. I wanted to do reunion cons. I wanted to bring Izai to her first con or two. And yeah, I've got this dream now because if you are a person who follows me on We Wonder, you'll know that I've improved greatly,
A lot.
like miles above the last thing I did on convention
It's crazy.
reviews.
It's like amazing how far
Thanks,
you've come.
bro. I appreciate you saying that.
I mean,
But
I don't watch you often. I'll be honest. I don't watch you often, but when I do, I'm always like, dang.
yeah, it's just experience. But I have so much more experience now. I feel like we could finally make those videos that we had wished we were making
I've
back in
had
the
an
convention reviews days.
I've had an idea for a video and floating around in my head for 3 years now. It involves a
Really?
copyright song, but if we did it right,
Uh,
mm,
do you want to pitch it to me now, or you? Let's just wait.
let's wait because I don't want to say it because I have a few specific scenes in it in mind that would just be if we could do it. It's a copyright Disney song. I
Oh gosh.
know, but
Well, we
uh,
tried to do eye to eye with Drew. Did we
well,
do that, or we just
we,
tried to do it?
we talked about it, and that is the song I'm talking about.
Oh,
But
okay, you want to do eye to eye
I've
still?
literally been thinking every time because I listen to that song unironically. I love that song.
Hmm.
It's on my Spotify playlist. I just listen to it because it's
I
fun.
think Drew would agree with you completely.
It's a dope song, bro. That's a dope ass movie. Excuse my French.
uh, but we could do, yeah. All I'm saying is the dream is now like, first of all, just to get the crew back together, just to make something to that I know the viewers, whoever's left on convention reviews, would be hyped. But on top of that, we could just blow crap out, make the stuff we dreamed of, and it's gonna still happen. But yeah, like Dakota said,
We're all older, more mature, and
COVID.
willing to cooperate now. I think not that we weren't then, but we're all. I think we'd all be more willing to compromise on stuff
I
now
th-
and
I
things.
think we care more about the craft now. We'd want to
Yeah.
make something dope, and whereas before it's just like we just want to have fun. Like we'll
Mm.
just make around whatever we're doing. But as long as we're like having a I think we were getting there already. The last big video I ever put out was the Super Mario Odyssey Takeover Youmacon, and that one we were having fun, but we were also sacrificing for the craft. So we were
Oh
already getting there.
yeah. I honestly I don't remember doing a lot of con stuff that weekend, but I remember
No,
so
we
much.
spent yeah, we spent most of our time making that video that weekend.
And you know what? I wouldn't change it. I had the most fun in recent years that I've had, maybe. Maybe not the most.
It's one of the cons I look back onto the most fondly, for
I mean,
sure.
sure, certainly it's the most because I guess no, you went to a con in Australia, so never mind. So
Yeah, but it wasn't a whole weekend. I was there for a few hours. It's not the same. But-
So let's see. So that's what we've been up to, I think. I think we're good on catching up. I got married, Cody's got a girlfriend in the Philippines, everybody's happy.
And I'll be back at some point when this pandemic has ended, and you can expect something to happen on the Convention Reviews channel.
We don't know what it'll be. Could be AIDS.
Probably won't be, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I guess we don't know.
unlikely, but it's you can't ever rule AIDS out.
You
It's
never, yeah.
it's the silent killer.
I
Maybe
almost said
I
that.
shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. That might be insensitive to people who actually have had AIDS. So
I
I
think it for sure is, but
so,
hopefully they understand the humor. You're just trying to be funny.
well, sure, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to be funny, but I don't mean to be insensitive, so I do apologize. So that
I
moving on,
apologize as well.
let's start where I've gotten in my notes. We're gonna start with let's I have it flip that around and do the second part first. So we're gonna talk about both our brief history of anime before I got into Dragon Ball, like I mentioned before, because Cody's the one who really got me into anime, but that doesn't mean I didn't watch anime beforehand. Um I would,
Okay.
yeah. Like my very, very earliest memory, one of my earliest memories is I would get dropped off at my grandfather's work. He had a workshop that he owned business, and I would sit in the office with him, and my grandparents, and I had a bunch of VHS movies that I'd watch. And one of them was this anime version of The Wizard of Oz. And
I think
I,
I remember you telling me about that.
yes, that's my very, very first. I didn't know it was anime. I remember it specifically because the Cowardly Lion. It was actually my first Wizard of Oz. I think I saw it before the live action movie.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think I
Oh.
did because I remember seeing the live action movie and being disappointed at how much of because in the anime that I watched, Cowardly Lion, he kicks some ass.
Oh,
Like
really?
he like
Not so
Rosh,
cowardly.
he like goes Super Saiyan. He doesn't glow or anything, but he like buffs out and beats the hell out of the witch.
Really?
Yeah, it
This
was
does sound
nuts.
pretty
I mean, it
anime.
wasn't super violent, but he gets like Roshi buff and like fights the witch at the end, like because he finds his courage. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And then I watched the live action movie and I was real disappointed because not only was he not super awesome, but he didn't look like a lion. He was just the guy,
So it's just called Wizard of Oz. I
I
just looked it up. The Wizard. It says it's just called The Wizard of Oz. It's from 1982. Does that sound right?
there's two different ones. There's one where she's like blonde.
And one with red hair.
Yes, I believe she has red hair. You know what? I'm on Nate's computer. Oh, where's his mouse?
Which one did you see? Was it the red hair or the blonde hair?
I'm like, what am I doing? I have a phone right in front of me. Let me look. So, I mean, if this is some part of it you want to edit out, you can. I don't know. So let's see. Wizard of Oz anime. Uh, that's not it. Anime movie. No, definitely not the blonde girl. So yeah,
Okay, so it's the red one.
let's see.
Okay, that's
Yes, the
interesting.
one with the red hair. Is that?
Interesting. You guys should definitely look it up.
No,
Uh,
that still might not be it actually.
okay. Well, we don't have to stay too long on this one.
Well, dang it! Now I'm
uh,
curious. That's all right. You know what? Yeah, that is it. With the red hair. With the red hair. I'll send you.
okay.
I'll send you the picture of it, and you can put it up in chat or in the video or something if you want. However, or you don't have to do what you want. I don't care. So my brief history. That was my very very first forego. But like most kids, I think I first got into anime with Pokemon.
Oh yeah, baby.
My first intro to anime ever. And I don't even, I don't, it was one of those, like I said, I got off the bus at my grandma's house and she either had antenna, like after school TV, like with bunny ear antennas, or
Hmm.
VHS. So it was either, and throughout the years that I would go there, it would change a lot. But one of the things they played was Pokemon for a brief period of time. And Digimon eventually would play on there too. But they would play Pokemon, and that was I remember the episode. It's weird. I remember the first episode of Pokemon I ever saw. It was the episode right before, or it was either right before, maybe not the exact dose. It was either one right before or right after he fought Lieutenant Surge.
Okay. I don't even remember this episode. My first episode was the first episode.
See, I didn't start there. I turned on the TV and I was like, "What's this?" It was like an animation style I'd never seen.
Or I could be wrong, but I just remember mine being the first. I guess I don't know. I was so
Hmm.
young.
Um,
But yeah.
but yeah, then like I said, I got into Digimon. I did like Digimon a lot when I was a kid.
Bro, the Digimon movie?
Oh, Lord have
Yeah.
mercy, make me sweat.
Yeah, I didn't know that was anime either when I was a kid. I just knew this is something different. This is
I knew
really
it was
good.
not from America. That's all I knew. I knew it was from Japan.
I'm not sure if I knew that or not.
I did
I
know
don't
that,
know.
but you know me. I've always been, even as a kid, I was fascinated with how stuff was made, movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't really have anyone to ask about that sort of stuff, and the internet was a thing, but it's
It
not like
wasn't
it
read.
is today.
Yeah, it wasn't readily available like it is now. It was
The
very.
first time the first time I knew something was from Japan was when my dad told me that Pokemon is Japanese and in Japan it's called Pocket Monsters. And that was the first time I was like, "What? Real Japan?
Yeah, I
Where's
remember.
that?"
I remember the first time I heard that. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, before that I don't think I knew anything was in Japan.
Other than Pokemon, though, I didn't really have Pokemon, Digimon. I didn't really get into anime a whole lot. I would watch it occasionally. Admittedly, I would watch Adult Swim when I was a kid. This is when I was a kid and dumb, so don't judge me. I would watch Adult Swim and hoping I would see anime boobies.
Okay, yeah, and now we transition into my when I got into anime
Well, hang on, I
cuz
wasn't done, but
oh,
fine.
you're not done? But I'm just saying it's a perfect transition
That's
to
true.
Inuyasha
Oh yeah, yeah,
because okay, this isn't when I got into anime, but one of the first anime I ever saw was Inuyasha, and it was
okay,
on Adult Swim.
right.
And I'll let you go back to your story, but this just fits so perfect. I only was watching it because in one of the first episodes or something, a Kagome or another one of the girls, I don't remember, is taking a bath. There's a lot of like anime boobage in Inuyasha in those early episodes, but it's like they don't show all the details, you know what I mean?
They don't.
It's
Yeah,
there's no nips, you know what I mean? It's
right.
just
Now
yeah,
this is
and
gonna sound really bad, like we're only watching anime for the sexiness, but you got to remember we started getting it. This was around the time when we were young, very, very
I
pre,
was definitely young, and I
and
remember
that's
a
all we were
story.
thinking about. That's not why we
Well,
watch anime now.
yeah, well, for some people it is,
Not
but
us.
I remember, yeah, trying to catch Inuyasha, hoping to see it because I was so young at that point. I mean, I don't know if I was even, maybe I was 10. I don't know how old I was. I
Yeah,
was
we were
young.
like 9, 10, 11 when Adult Swim started doing anime.
Yeah, so that's like what is this? Like, oh, what in the world? And like this is on TV? And I just remember one like I had a maybe I shouldn't tell that story. You know what? I won't tell that story because I don't want to incriminate anyone who's not on the podcast. But all right, you can get back to
So I
go
didn't have.
back to your side.
I didn't. It wasn't much of a story. It was just more of just explaining what I had watched and what I would watch. The only other anime I can think of right off the top of my head that I got into, like, actually was like I invested in was Zatch Bell.
Oh heck yeah, dude.
I loved Zatch Bell. I mean, that's just Pokemon with a doll, essentially, but
Have you watched the Japanese version?
not recently. I tried watching it years ago, but I don't know if I got bored or what happened, but I didn't continue.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so much darker.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've heard the show itself is actually brilliant. And you know what? I tried to watch it a few years back, just an episode in English,
mm-hmm.
and you know what I forgot?
What?
The lady that voices Jimmy Neutron voices Zatch Bell.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah,
No way.
as soon as Zatch started talking, I was like, Jimmy?
Sorry, there's a motorbike going off in the background of my.
That's all right. I
I
can't
don't know
hear
if you
it on
guys can hear it. Okay, cool. Yeah, just know, guys. I am in the Philippines. I'm in an area where there's motorbikes go by. You might hear a rooster or a dog. It just is what it is.
my.
What about the Wolf Show, bro?
See, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
We will get there. This is where this right now is all we're leading up to. Eventually, how I just broke off into anime for
Uh
my own, but that's going to lead up to Dragon Ball. which we'll get to. Let's hear. I know you have a much more colorful history with watching anime than I do.
Yeah, I'll try to get through it quick because I don't know how long you want this to be, but we're a half hour in. I don't know if you know
Well, we can go. I'd
that.
like to. I know Anchor doesn't let you record longer than an hour, but I don't know how they are
No,
about.
no, 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 no. You can post up to 3 hours.
But you can post up to 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna be posting this one, so
Okay. Well, I don't want to go quite that long, but
oh no, but
because
that gives us some runway.
I do have work at 6 in the morning. And
Okay, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. Okay,
11
well,
hours away. So
okay,
I
okay.
only have 11 hours, Cody.
My anime history started with, I think it started with Pokemon, but
I think
it
that's
could
where
have
almost
started.
all of us started
Well,
in this generation.
it could have started with Dragon Ball. I can't say 100% because it's very close
Dude,
around the same time.
yeah, it's hard to
Uh,
say. It really is.
my history with Dragon Ball, though, and I know we're gonna get into yours, but was coming home from school, and I remember, I don't think it's the first episode I saw, but the first one I remember watching and actively knowing this is Dragon Ball and this is cool was the episode where Goku is flying to Namek. One of the episodes, I think
Bro,
there's
that's
like
right
multiple
where I'm
episodes.
at. Where me and Ariel are rewatching it. We were literally
Oh, really?
he's
You
6.
know the episode where he had to go out of the ship and like fix part of it?
Bro, we just watched that episode last night.
Oh, that's the first episode I ever remember seeing.
What? That's
Yeah.
hilarious. We literally just watched that episode yesterday.
That's
That's
crazy,
amazing.
actually.
That's not the last episode we watched, but we did watch that episode yesterday.
That's funny. That's
Oh,
cool.
that is oh my god, dude, that's amazing. I cannot
Well,
believe that.
what I remember though is coming home from school. I would come home from school. Uh, dude, this was when this I had to be young because Chris, my younger brother,
Mhm.
I don't think he was even in school yet because I was coming home alone and he was still at like daycare.
So let's see.
So
You probably would have been 7. He's 2 years younger than you. He probably would have been maybe 4 or 5.
I was in first or second grade for sure.
Which timeline? That's about when I got into Pokemon. Was in
Yeah,
first.
so it's probably a really close timeline with Pokemon and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But I would start coming home every day, and Dragon Ball would be on when I'd get home. And I remember even at that young age being like, the bus would take a different route, or it'd be slow, and I'd be like, I'm gonna miss Dragon Ball, dude. Come
Oh,
on, let's
oh,
go.
oh, God, it's like in the 50s and the president comes on the channel and you only have 3
Oh
channels and he's on every
no.
station. Oh my God, we're gonna miss Flipper. I stole that joke. I can't.
Um, yeah, but and then so I started watching Dragon Ball. Then never really stopped, and Pokemon around the same time. Yu-Gi-Oh. Then obviously at this point I'm getting into Toonami, so we got Zatch Bell. Eventually Yu Hakusho becomes really big for me, and that was another one though where it was on Adult Swim, so I was like, there
I
might be
think it
some
started
anime
on
boobies.
Toonami though, because I watched a Nostalgia Critic recently where he talked about Toonami and he talked about Yu Yu Hakusho.
It might have started on there or maybe transferred to it later.
I
I
think
don't
that's what
know.
happened.
But for sure, at some point, the first time I ever saw it, it was on Adult Swim,
Okay.
and I remember I never forget like, uh, it's coming on, and Adult Swim used to do this thing where they'd be like, warning, this is not for children. I don't know exactly what they said, but they're like sexual content, violence, blah 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 blah. And I don't know how old I was. I was a little older at this point. It had been a couple years, maybe fourth grade tops. I don't know exactly.
You're like, oh
And
shit, it's super violent, and then I swore. I'm sorry, I won't swear again.
I don't care. It's your podcast, bro.
I try not to swear on my podcast. I just forgot.
Oh, okay.
uh,
But my dad was there when he saw that, and then Yu Yu Hakusho starts coming on right after that, and he's like, my dad's like, maybe you shouldn't be watching this, and I was like, oh no, I've seen this a million times. This one's fine.
I
And he's
remember.
like, okay, okay, I
You little
guess.
liar.
And yeah, but I had never seen it.
You
But
lied. I've seen this a million times, Dad. It's cool.
it was the first episode. So maybe it started on Adult Swim. I don't know because I know it was the first episode where he gets hit by the car, unless they were restarting it again.
It
But I
could.
don't know.
It very
Um,
could be. I myself do
so
not remember because they wouldn't have sold lunchboxes of Yu Yu Hakusho for kids in America. if it was solely on Adult Swim.
Yeah, for sure. So,
And
but
the lunchbox I have says Toonami on it.
I'm sure it was on Toonami. I don't doubt it. But at that point, it was on Adult Swim, and I was disappointed. I liked the show. I was like, this is a good show, but I was disappointed because, unlike Inuyasha, there was no reference to any anime boobs. So I was like, well, I guess I lied for nothing.
um.
But
So
that's all I remember. So yeah, after that, I get into One Piece eventually. I think I'm already into One Piece when we start when we like meet back up, right?
you were into it, but I don't think you were actively watching it. I think you started watching it around right before you and I started watching Dragon Ball together. Like you'd start
Yeah.
getting the collections because you'd starting getting the Dragon Ball collections, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So eventually sometime I got into One Piece, and that's and Bleach. Was watching Bleach
Breach.
and Naruto.
Sorry, I won't
So
do that.
this is the stuff I've seen. Yeah, at the point we're gonna start our main story, I'm watching One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball, big three. So that's my history.
Your big three, the big three, are One Piece.
The big three at the time.
Oh, okay, at the time.
One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, right? Big three.
Well, you said Dragon Ball. You didn't say Naruto.
Oh, my bad. Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. And had already seen all of Dragon Ball, all of GT, and had recently watched all of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, just normal Dragon Ball with my brother Chris.
Okay. And at this point, we'll say you were in high school. We were both in high school at this point, I would assume.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
So
that's the stuff I was watching when we're in high school,
so
sophomore year.
so you're about 15, 16 when you're
Yeah.
watching One Piece, because that was when. Now we can transition. That was when in high school with you and I met back up because I went away to a different school for 2 years because we, as longtime fans of this channel might remember, we were friends from a very young age. We have been friends since we were 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old, over 20 years. Yep, that's crazy. Anyway, moving on. I had this conversation with someone earlier at work today about it, and they were
Oh,
like,
okay.
"What, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, so we were pretty much best buds when we were growing up kids. Then I went away to a different school for 2 years. We kind of lost touch, as kids might when you don't stop seeing each other every day. But then I went back to high school, and my freshman year back to the school I originally had gone to, where Cody and I became friends. And we talked occasionally, and not much, passing by, "Hey, what's up, man?" Stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then it was when we started internet applications sophomore
Are
year.
you positive you didn't come back?
I came back
No,
eighth
no,
grade.
you're yeah, I was gonna say in middle school because I remember having a conversation with you out in like the field area
Yep,
in like 8th grade.
yep.
Yeah.
Because we were with Connor Barton
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
I
day.
don't know how I remember that,
Uh, Probably because
but
that
at
was
that point, I'm
you.
like, I guess me and Dakota, huh?
That was probably the most you and I had interacted together in
It,
like a few years.
yeah, I think it was for sure. And at this point, I'm thinking like, me and Dakota, we're not really friends anymore, dude. Like, not that like I didn't want to be, but it was just like, well, we both kind of moved on with life. Like Dakota made new friends in another school. I got friends, and like we're not really. The thing is, we didn't actually have so much in common when we were kids. I think the thing we had the most in common, we both played Pokemon, right?
I don't remember what made us start being friends.
Well, I
I just
remember
think we
that.
clicked. I think it was just we clicked.
Yeah,
That's really what it
yeah,
was. You and I clicked, liked each other. I grew to like you. You grew to like me, even though I'd squeeze the life out of you every time I saw you.
yeah. Well, I guess I really don't know. I think you were one of my first friends because even back then, like, because I'm so short, like, I would have a hard time. Like, kids. If
Yeah,
there's anything different, kids are gonna, get on you for it. And I'm
right.
not saying like at that young age I was being like bullied so bad because I don't think I was, but it
But
just
people
made
were
it
still
harder.
they still pick on you. You still got picked on.
Yeah, they made it harder to make friends. And Dakota is just this kind of guy always who like doesn't really care about anything that's like different about a person. It's like I guess what I'm saying is Dakota's the type of person who's willing to be friends with anybody,
Yeah,
which
bro.
is a great
You got a,
trait.
you got a big ass goiter on your neck. It's not my problem.
Yeah. But and one other thing I wanted to mention really quick. I know we're going long on this, man. You called that we would.
I knew. See it.
Um,
I know us. Been friends with you for
well,
20 years, man.
the other thing I wanted to mention, I just remembered, is I was really good friends with. I won't use last names here. It's up to you if you want to use last names, but you'll
No,
know who I'm
maybe
talking about.
I already said
Uh,
I won't do that again.
Ross. I was friends with Ross as
Oh,
well.
I've told my wife about Ross.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him nowadays. I don't
I hope
follow
he's.
that.
I genuinely, I hope he's doing well. And
Yeah, Ross, if you're listening to this, I seriously do hope for the best for you. No doubt. We were,
and that
I
makes it
think
sound like something bad happened to him. We just haven't
no,
seen
no,
him
no.
in a while, so we just hope he's doing well.
Yeah. I just haven't. The last time I saw him, I was working at Kroger, and I talked to his mom a few times. She would come in and talk to me, and I think he was with her once or twice, but
He
I
grew up
haven't seen him
a
since
block
then.
away from me.
Yeah, no. And I think I don't know the timeline, but I might have been friends with Ross first
You
before
were.
I was friends with you. Yeah, so I would be going to Ross's house, and then later when I started going to your house, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they live so close. This is easy.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
I
but
know.
anyway, what I wanted to say with Ross was that he was my Dragon Ball friend when I was a kid
That's
because he
right.
was watching Dragon Ball, and he's the first one who ever told me that Dragon Ball is from Japan because we were on the Cell Saga, I think, in America, and he's sitting there showing me screenshots of Boo. And like this, like in Japan, they've already got this Majin Buu. There's a Super Saiyan 3, and he showed me it, and I was too young to scream spoilers and GTFO out of there.
See, and even when
But
we were kids, that Dragon Ball itself had actually been over for almost a decade.
yeah, I think he even ended up showing me like GT stuff, and
Yeah.
that's when
He was
like
he was-
Dragon Ball is only halfway done in America.
So yeah, you
Uh,
were probably little what 10-year-old maybe. Mine just
If that, I don't know how old. I have no idea, but yeah, if that. And he was much better on the computer than I was as a kid. So he was really knowing like how to get in those forums, how to find this stuff. And I would say he really opened me up into that stuff. He's the one who made me start looking stuff like that up, like on Google, just like trying to find what's going on with Dragon Ball now in Japan. I still didn't know it was called an anime though.
I don't know
But
when I learned that they were called anime.
yeah, I have no idea. I have no clue. But anyway, we can get back on the timeline. I just remembered that that was a big part of it. I would hang out with him a lot, and he really introduced me to all that. He also tried to introduce me to Sonic. Thankfully, I did not transfer to becoming a Genesis kid.
I
I stuck on the correct timeline.
was about to say, bro, don't make the Sonic fans mad. If anybody, don't make the Sonic fans mad. You saw what they
No, no,
did to
no.
that director.
Sonic's dope for real. It's just
Did you
I'm
see the
happy
Sonic
with
movie?
no.
Dude,
I'm sure it's good. I heard it's good.
you gotta.
Okay. I'll watch it at some point.
Dude, you gotta, dude. It's like you'll be surprised.
Okay,
You,
so where are we? Where are we?
let's see.
Sophomore year in high school.
I think we are all right. Computer and internet applications class. You and I, we rekindle our friendship. We get going back and forth. I try showing you different music. You try showing me different music. You know, we.
Well, what happened is, sorry, I know you're trying to rush now. It's
Well, I'm
so
not rushing.
difficult because yeah, we want to like not be slow, but then also it's like, well, there's a lot of details.
Yeah, so I gotta like pump out a lot, but
Basically, what happened is you
we can
came
always
back in
split this
eighth
into a
grade.
two-parter if we need to.
We'll see. You came back in eighth grade, but
Yeah,
we didn't hang out again until this internet applications
yeah,
class, which
you're
is a
right.
small class.
Hmm.
Not a lot of. There were like, how many people you think were in there? 10 tops.
Maybe 10 to 14, somewhere in there. One time,
Yeah, it was a small class, and
including the teacher.
it's basically the whole class is pretty much like intro to coding stuff and like making your own websites, like HTML stuff, and Dakota and I ended up basically like not doing the class.
Somehow passed the class.
Yeah, because I think we did good on like our final or something. I
No,
don't
we
know
didn't.
how.
We neither of us
No,
did
you're
the
right. Neither
final.
of us did it.
It
Yeah,
was a 6,000 point final, and neither of us did it.
I remember that, and we still passed.
Yeah,
She just liked us.
and I'm not
She
even
knew we were cool.
exaggerating. It was worth 6,000 points.
Yeah, I
For
remember
the
that. It
pass.
is an exaggeration. Yeah. But anyway, we ended up we were like, I didn't really know anyone else in the class, I don't think. But me and Dakota, either way, we ended up sitting by each other and we got in like a group together, maybe. I don't know. We just became friends again in this class. And
We
we
just sat
became friends.
We were the only people that knew each other.
We were also the only people who did not take the class seriously in any sort of way. I think we did a little bit at first, but eventually that class just became almost another break period for us where we would just show each other music. I would show Dakota stuff I was working on with SVR TV, and we rekindled around SVR TV, started making videos together in that class.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
That's where it all started, dude. Without that class, I really fully believe there's no chance we would be sitting here doing this podcast today.
No, not at all. I've never thought about it, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Can you hear me holding the mic right now? Is it making any noise?
Kind of. When you mess around with the mic, it's a little bit boop, 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 boop,
I'm
boop, you
hol-
know what I mean?
I'm holding it right now. I didn't know if you could hear it.
Just a little bit.
I was leaning
If
back
it,
in the chair because
oh, okay.
another thing that's happened to me since we've last met is I've grown excruciating back pain.
Oh, really?
Not excruciating, but sometimes it's hard to breathe. That sounds worse than it is, but
Bro, start stretching.
yeah, I probably should do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
you should look up like a stretch routine for
well,
backs.
you
I only say that because I've heard of other people with back pains and it helped them a lot.
Ariel is and I are probably gonna start doing some yoga soon. She just got a yoga mat.
Definitely do.
Um, and we're both starting to take our vitamins because we're both gonna try and start eating healthier this year. Not like a New Year's resolution kind of way, because I don't like doing weight loss for New Year's resolution because I think that's a cop out. I think just lose weight if you can.
Yeah, my resolution was cut out as much junk food as possible, and I've been every week I cut a new thing out. So far, I've cut out candy and any drink that isn't water, and next week's ice cream. So, but it's not so hard and fast of like I can never have it again. It's just on the norm.
Right.
Anyway, we're not here for that. Internet applications, along with the other things we were connecting on, anime somehow got Dragon Ball specifically, I think, got brought into it.
It was, I think, one of the first times I went to hang out at you because you were like, "Hey, my dad's having a get together or something," or "Hey, my friend Mason's coming over. Do you want to come over and hang out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I haven't been over to your house in a while." Went there, remembered the steep ass stairs, um,
Uh-huh.
and you said, "I think we watched the Digimon movie."
Yeah, sounds right.
I
We
don't
watched it
know
at
if that
some
was the
point with
first time we
Mason.
hung out because I think we just watched like regular movies the first time we hung out or something. But I think it was around the fall of when we were hanging out. We invited Mason over and we were like, "You got to watch Dragon Ball with us," and he was like, "Okay," and then he fell asleep. But you and I were like all into it.
But the other thing that kind of goes hand in hand with all this really is, I hadn't thought about it until this point, but SVR TV is really important in this because
You're right.
it's what made us really start hanging out again. It wasn't around the Dragon Ball and the anime at
You're
first.
right.
We were hanging out outside of school because we were making videos for a YouTube channel.
And it started with that internet class because we were making
Mhm.
videos for that class. You're right.
Yep.
And
Yep, they were having us make videos.
that's when you decided, hey, you actually did pretty good in those videos for there. Why don't you come and do you want to do some videos on my YouTube channel? And I was like, all right.
And you know what's really funny? I never thought about this before. When we were in that class, I made a Weebly, like a .weebly website for
Yes.
SVR TV. But
People
what's
still
really
use Weebly.
funny, huh?
People still use Weebly. That's even
Yeah,
crazier.
it's still respected. You don't hear about it like Squarespace and everything, but it's still out there.
Yeah, and it's
It's
free.
legit.
Squarespace.
Well, it's free, yes. But then if you want to buy the domain and get that .weebly off of there, yeah.
Right.
But anyway, what was I getting at? What's funny is it was an internet application class. It was about building websites, but we were ignoring the class completely. And I was just building a website on another site where I could have just used what I learned in the class and built the website.
Oh my god.
Had you ever thought about that?
No, dude. I've
Yeah,
never.
me. It never crossed my mind that we're doing what the class is about. We're just doing it the completely wrong way.
well,
It's so funny.
well, it's partially because they had us. Unfortunately, both of us, we both have ADD. You have ADHD. I have AD.
Yeah.
which I don't know if there's actually a difference now or not, but um,
One's more hyper, I think.
yeah, but I don't know. I think they both just kind of grouped into the same thing now.
Yeah.
But anyway, uh, and HT when you have ADD and ADHD real bad, and school is already not stimulating, and then they're like, "Here, now type a bunch of code that you don't
Yeah.
fully understand."
Absolutely. It was hard for. I think we could do it now for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm sure I could
Yeah.
figure it out because I mean, I did start to do it and it did come out, but it was just so like, you mean I got to type XL percent at that, and
It was boring. It wasn't that it was hard to do, as we were just getting bored.
I'm sure obviously we know there are people out there that love doing coding and making websites because that's what they
And
do for doing it.
if we would have learned to code, we might have a lot more money right now.
That's true.
But
I might be in
anyway,
the Philippines.
we were hanging out because we were making these videos on SVR TV. You can still find the channel. It's called the SVR TV. Still
Maybe
go
link
check that
it.
stuff out.
We can always link it.
If I remember, I'll link it.
All
But you
right.
can't find it if you go look for it. You'll know it's us because you'll see us.
Well, they
Um,
won't look like us though.
it'll look like younger versions of us.
Will it?
Uh,
Because I have short hair and no beard in a lot of those videos, and you have long hair in those videos, and now
well,
it's almost the opposite.
I think people who watched convention reviews, it's gonna look like us. Like
Fair
we
enough.
didn't look that different in the
I guess
convention
you're right.
reviews days. We
We
did, but not like we do now.
I don't know if anybody would recognize me now on convention reviews.
I don't know. Well, we're thinking about doing video if we do another one of these, and you guys can let us know if you recognize Dakota still.
Yeah,
But
I got the Jesus look going on right now.
at some point, we're just like wanting to hang out. It's like, okay, we've made some videos and now we just want to like chill for the rest of the day. Or like we got nothing else to do. Let's just hang out.
Let's play
And
Dragon
so
Ball. I think that's what started it. Was you wanted to
yeah,
play Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
I think we were playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3 before
Best
you ever
Dragon Ball
watched
game.
it.
Saying it now, but we'll
Needs
get
to be
there.
re-released. Effed up that they haven't.
Mm.
I don't know what they're thinking. It's just like they don't want money,
I mean that
you
I
know?
know so many people. Anyway, we'll get to that game. I got it on here.
So
Um,
what happened next? I'm wanting you to get into anime. I'm like, we're playing Dragon Ball's Budokai Tenkaichi 3. You need to watch it.
I think one of the first, obviously Digimon,
Yeah, we watched the Digimon movie.
but I think the first thing that made me start getting more curious was Advent Children, Final Fantasy VII.
Oh shoot, we watched that, yeah.
I think
Before
that's
watching Dragon Ball.
yeah, I think that's what first got me interested
Yeah, I
to be
think you're totally right.
oh man, this is cool. Because
Yeah.
from there, I believe I could be wrong, but I think I played Kingdom Hearts first before Dragon Ball.
It's totally
I
possible. All
think
that stuff is really close in the timeline.
I think you let me borrow your PS2. It was around the winter of that year,
Mm-hmm.
and I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know when or how I finished it at my
Uh
house.
I know how I finished it for you.
Uh, well, I beat the game. I took the final hit, but that's neither here nor there. This is a famous long time old battle. Go back through the videos. I'm sure you can find footage of me and Cody
Yeah,
arguing.
this video is not about Kingdom Hearts.
This is about Dragon. Well, maybe we can do a Kingdom Hearts video one day, but um, I got I remember more getting into Dragon Ball than Kingdom Hearts because Kingdom Hearts I did myself more than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball I did with
Dragon
you.
Ball was a joint effort, man.
Whew, was it? So I don't remember everything leading up to it, but I remember you and I discussing Dragon Ball. We'd seen, I think you showed me Summer Wars. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
That might have been after, though. That might have been
I
years.
th-
I think it
I
was
think
after.
that was after. I think I was hanging out with Nate by the time you saw that movie. Was I not?
No, you started hanging out with Nate like a year later, year and a half later. You're right.
Okay.
So,
Just a little sorry,
yeah.
but I keep hearing like hitting on a desk or on the
Oh,
mic. Just
I keep clicking these. When you put any weight on Nate's arm
oh,
rests, they like click over. I
Okay.
keep accidentally like,
Okay. I'm just trying to help out the listeners who might get
yeah.
annoyed.
So if
I
you
don't
if you hear like that, it's me accidentally messing with Nate's chair. I'm also a fidgeter, and
know.
if you watch Weekday One Up, you'd know.
So at some point, is this where we go into Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yes. So
So,
I
well, I
actually
hold on. I want
I
to actually
remember the
start this
date.
one.
I'm gonna find the date real quick. I can tell you the date we saw that.
Wait, when okay, hold on though. Find the
Go.
date, but let me tell you my side first. Um Dragon Ball Evolution, I didn't know it was going to exist. When I was younger, for some reason I was obsessed. Really, I don't know if you know this, Dakota, but I was obsessed with wanting Dragon Ball to have a live action movie.
A lot of
I Yeah, I really wanted that to happen because for some reason, and I maybe not for some reason, back in the day, it felt like doing something live action, it legitimizes it.
I
That's what
agree.
it felt like when I was younger. It
I
was like
still kind of feel that way, but
I don't care as much anymore. The way the internet is now, everything is and isn't legit all at the same time.
mhm.
It just depends who you're asking. But back then, it felt like I want Dragon Ball to be legit in America. I want people to know it and respect it. They already did. But I thought, like, the mainstream, I wanted everyone to. And I thought live action was the way to do that. And in my brain,
The way
like,
they were doing
everybody.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. And in my brain, like, I think everybody who wanted a live action Dragon Ball, I'm thinking about going Super Saiyan. I'm thinking about fighting with Frieza, like these insane battles, like on the big screen. And in my brain, this would be amazing. They have to do this. So I wasn't as connected as I am now. Today, if a live action Dragon Ball was announced, I'd know about it like the day it happened.
Oh yeah.
But back then, I didn't know. And believe it or not, I don't know if I've ever told you this. The first time I ever heard about Dragon Ball Evolution, a live action Dragon Ball is coming, was gym class. We were walking out to play tennis, I think, and Chrissy, pretty sure it was Chrissy, bro. And you know who I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not using last names, but you know. I think it was her. I'm not 100%. I could be having a false memory, but I can't think of who else it would be. I know it was a girl that I didn't know was into anime, but is into it, and that would be Chrissy. I didn't know at the time she is into it.
That would make sense. Yeah, because she's definitely still into anime.
Yeah, she was talking to somebody else, not to me. I could just hear them. And she was saying that they're making a live action Dragon Ball movie and it's called Dragon Ball Evolution. And I was like, what? And I remembered that all day. I go home, I look up about it, and I'm like, okay, this is happening. Awesome. But yeah, I don't know if I ever told you that I first learned about it from like eavesdropping on a conversation I think Chrissy was having
That's insane.
in gym class. Yeah.
Uh,
But
long time convention reviews. If you also listen to Nakamacast, one of the
oh,
other,
yeah, yeah.
when Cody and Drew left that, our friend of the channel, Chrissy, stepped in to fill
Yep.
that gap, and
That is who I'm talking about.
that still didn't quite work out how we'd hoped, but things happen.
I would love to hear a story behind all that. I don't really know what exactly happened with it after I left, but that's a whole nother.
It just kind of fizzled out. That was really all it was.
Just didn't last.
Much like the Soviet Union, it just fizzled out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can take it. What happened next? I told you
So
about Dragon Ball Evolution, and then what happened?
I
I was
don't.
hyped.
I think it was. I wasn't. I was more just intrigued because I'd never watched the anime, but I was like, well, maybe this will be a good way for me. Like, I know you just read the Harry Potter books, so let's not get off on a tangent about this. But it'd be like similar to someone saying, "I've never read the books, but I want to see, but I'll see the movie. That way, I can kind of get a feel for what it's like, what the books are like."
Right. That makes a lot
Which,
of sense.
so, and that was how I was going into it. I believe was, oh well, I never watched it, but I'll get it, and I watched it, and I hate admitting this right here now, but the first time any of us watched this movie, we enjoyed it. We don't enjoy
Yeah.
we don't enjoy this movie now because
No, we tried to
apart
rewatch it. I bought it later, and didn't we rewatch it? And we were like, oh,
I don't know if we ever even tried to rewatch it. I
no,
think
I rewatched it with somebody. Might have just been with Chris or I don't know, but I
It
tried to
was.
rewatch it and I don't think we finished it.
Yeah, it's because we were all, and then later on, I think it was upon reflection, we all were like, so that wasn't good, right?
So here's what I think happened. I wanted it. Well, we did just like it. But on top of that, I was willing to. Well, you didn't know Dragon Ball yet. So
Yeah,
it's tough. You hadn't seen the actual Dragon Ball. So you're just like, okay, it was a
it
fun
was,
action movie.
it was fun. Yeah.
Um, and then I. You can't hear Izai, can you? She's like talking in the background. She's on a
No,
video call too.
no,
Okay. I wanted it to succeed so bad because Dragon Ball Evolution, if you've never seen it, which count your blessings if you haven't, it
you know what? It's almost worth a watch if you're a Dragon Ball fan, just to say you've seen it. It's like watching The Last Airbender if you're an Avatar fan, Avatar The Last Airbender fan.
never seen it.
Whew. I mean, I think you got to see it once. Although I did try to sit through it with Ariel a while back,
It
and
was bad.
I couldn't do it. You know me, I can normally sit through a lot, but I couldn't.
I really wanted this movie to work because the movie takes place in the Piccolo saga of Dragon Ball,
Argue
which,
that saga.
yeah, probably the best saga of Dragon Ball, but I mean, obviously it's rushed up. They do a little bit of stuff from the very beginning of Dragon Ball, like to get Goku in, but then they just like skip to a Piccolo saga basically.
Mm.
And I wanted this to work because I wanted to see that Dragon Ball that was in my brain. I wanted that Dragon Ball of where Goku is going Super Saiyan, he's fighting Frieza, he's on Namek. I still wanted to see that stuff. And in my head I'm like, man, I can forgive this one because it's the first one. They've got a lower budget. If this one just does well enough, they can make the next one. They can do Frieza Saga and have the budget to do it right. And that's what was my hope, I guess. Little did I know that the people making this movie really didn't care about doing things like that. It was just I really don't believe at any point did they have a plan to make this a whole series and go through all of DBZ.
No, I
But
think
that's what we were talking about at the time.
they were
We wanted them to.
probably talking about it, but there was probably no real actual expectation. Not
Yeah,
like
I
the
think they just
Marvel movie where now they know it's going to make money even if it sucks, and they know they'll make a sequel even if it sucks.
that's what I want, dude. I still want that like Marvel like cinematic universe version of Dragon Ball
Not
like
that,
movies.
not. I'm saying the Marvel movies suck, but you know.
No, they're fantastic.
Uh,
But yeah.
so
But you
you want to know the date? I can tell you the exact date we saw that.
yeah. All right.
It was April 12th, 2009, because we saw
How
it
do
on
you know that?
an Easter Sunday. Because I remember I went right after church with my family.
Oh, really?
Yep, because I remember my parents talking, and my mom was like, "What movie is he seeing?" And my dad was like, uh, he's seeing that Dragon Ball often, but he said it's quote, the one's live action, but like the cartoon Dragon Ball. Like he knew of it. He knew
There were
of it.
barely anyone in the theater too when we saw it, right?
It was like us and then some old guy and his grandkid.
There was almost nobody. Who all did we see it with? It was me, you. Was that it? Was
Mason and
it
Chris.
Mason and Chris,
Uh-huh.
and we all liked it.
We all enjoyed it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I think we came out of it kind of hyped, like oh man, because it hyped me enough to want to watch and this is a good transition. It hyped me enough to want to start Dragon Ball, the original show, not
So
Z.
that's the best thing that ever came out of Dragon Ball Evolution. Is it changed Dakota's trajectory forever?
Like I said, April
Really.
2009 was the year and day of my rebirth.
And that's where we're going to cut it for the first half of the video. In the second half, we get more into details about Dragon Ball itself and where everything evolves from there up into really our first conventions, all of that stuff. It's going to be something you want to hear if you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to go over to Dakota's podcast and subscribe to that wherever you catch your podcasts from, and to let us know in the comments below if you liked this and if we were to do more of these, what you would want to hear us talk about. We do want to improve the video a little bit. I know it's just pictures right now, but we were just trying to get them out there, gauge reception, and go from there. We'll improve quality in the future if it continues. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for all your patience. Life is pretty crazy. You never know what's going to happen, and eventually at some point there will at least be reunion cons, and we'll probably put the best videos this channel will ever see out at that point. But until then, enjoy, and I don't remember if I had a sign off on this channel back in the day. I say keep wondering on the new channel, but keep safe. Wear a mask. Keep conning when it's safe again.